Good morning. Well, it's been a rough week, hasn't it? God, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know what y'all think about um I don't know. I keep thinking it's going to get better. It's going to get some sanity is going to come to us. Oh God, what happened? Oh, I don't know what to tell y'all. I truly have no idea. Here it is, Friday. This week, our dear loving president suggested to um, our military to practice in our cities war tactics. I don't know what to think anymore. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Andrew. I just was talking about this week to myself um, about this week's activities. I don't know where our country's going, you guys. I thought this would have been settled by now. Honestly, I keep having this inner feeling. I keep having this feeling that everything's going to be fine. I really do. I feel it. But how damaging is the road going to be before we get to the point that we're not threatened? We don't feel threatened anymore. Um, I'm going to do my Buddhist reading, and I've done messed up my cards because I was nervous. Yeah, and I agree with that, Amanda. I do agree with you totally there. I do believe that that's um, America as we once knew is no longer going to be. 50 and 52. Our country's gone. New country ahead. Yeah. Um, I'm looking for my Buddhist. Untouched. I don't know if it's I'm gonna be doing recordings, and because of my anxiety of being who I am, I'm an empath. And some of you that have been in my chat when I was reading for people, um, good morning, Crystal. You know that I will pick up your guys's physical and emotional feelings. And sometimes I have to stop and just exhale. And that's just to kind of like resettle myself. Good morning, Denise. May I get a reading on a card on my current situation with N, please? I'll star you. I'm going to do my Buddha first, then I will. I said this before that as we get closer to the release of the information, you're going to see Trump make all kinds of wild power moves to distract. Totally. That's what, and it was so obvious this week because he wasn't supposed to be there talking to the generals. He moved in on that on Hogsworth. I don't like to You know who, or to Hogshead or whatever his name is. I don't want to say his name. Um, I just wish I could have tapped into the generals. In fact, let's today, um, when I try and do my connections, let's see if I can connect with any of the generals' input. That what was their total reaction? I would love to hear or see their message. Well, they probably got some secret, top secret place to communicate. Please save our country. That's all I'm asking. Please save our country. Whether it turns out to, just so it's a better country. Let's start praying for a better country. Some of the flew in from Asia for his BS. Yeah, they flew in from around the world. They Twitter, and they report that the generals in attendance were not happy with Trump and Haig's statements. Most were visibly upset. Yes, Andrew. I want to thank you guys, because you know what? You guys help me stay informed. I do follow some news, but 10 years of this now is just, it's a lot. I was in a domestic violence situation for 18 months off and on with my husband, my second husband, and I developed post-traumatic stress disorder while I was married to him. It could have, well, I think he added to it. Hold on a second. He's dead, by the way, thank God. He died not while I was married to him, but I divorced him. I did my own divorce, so he never knew where I lived. He stalked me. He kidnapped me several times, once from work, once from my apartment. Just a minute. He was going to stab me, and the police got me out, and then I got my own apartment. Then he kidnapped me back, and wait a minute. We lived in this little mobile home trailer, and it had, it's the bedroom and the bathroom, the kitchen, and the living room. It's one of those old-fashioned travel trailers from the 50s with the wood. It really heavy type, but it was parked in the mountains in Kentucky, the Blue Ridge. And we lived back in this holler. You know what a holler is? It's like back between the mountain ridges. I'm going to finish this story before I go on, because please bear with me. I was laying in bed, and whenever we laid in bed, he always put his arm and his leg across me. This was after he had tried to set me on fire with kerosene, but his dad and brother showed up and saved me. But they left me there with him. They never took me with him. But at least he did calm down. But like I was saying, when we slept, he always slept with a leg and an arm across me, because he wanted to make sure I could never get out of bed. Okay, bear with me. And he always kept the padlock for our bedroom door, because that's where one of the doors for outside. The other one was off the living room. and he kept it on the window ledge. So before we had gone to bed that night, I had these tablets called Mellaril. They're for anxiety, and I never took them because they gave them to me when I was in jail. That's another story. He put me in jail. That was before this. I spent 30 days in jail for defending myself against him. So that night, that was that was the night that he tried to set me on fire, I believe, or a day or two after that. But I think it was the same night. He had accused me. We did have a phone, which was unusual. I don't know why, but we had a phone, and Protective Services had called me from an abuse center to make sure I was safe. And we always had a code word to let them know if I was in danger or not. And hold on. I'm reliving this as I'm telling you. I was putting a half a Mellaril. They were 25 milligrams each. That's how screwed up I was. And the doctor had prescribed them because when I was in jail because of my anxiety. And I put a half of one in his coffee, and I put extra sugar because he used to drink his coffee with just sugar. So I would put that, and then I stirred it up real good, and he drank it. And I ended up giving him 3 cups. So he ended up with almost 75 milligrams of Mellaril in him, which was a huge man. I'm 5'5", and I was probably 135 pounds at the time, because that was another thing. I wasn't allowed to eat. I was captive. Okay. I was a prisoner. And someday I'll get this story finished in my book I've been trying to write. And it's not an easy book to write. I don't know why I come down this path. I guess I was just watching this, what's going on in our country. This is why it affects me. Let me tell you. So I'm laying there with his arm and his leg across me, and I get his arm off, and I slowly, and I watch, and I look at him to see if he's breathing. He's breathing. And then pretty soon I slipped out from underneath his leg, and I'm crouched next to the bed, and I'm watching, staring at his chest, because I'm trying to see if he's breathing, because I want to make sure he's still breathing. I don't want to get, I just wanted to get out of there. So thank God he let me wear flannel nightgowns, because I was wearing a flannel nightgown. And I went into the living room part, and to get my purse, because it was kept in the kitchen cabinet, and we had food stamps, and I think he had $5, and I took his $5 in the food stamps with my purse. And I got in the van wouldn't start on its own. You had to roll it down a hill, and since we were in the mountains, that was easy. He always parked it so he could just roll it. And when I grabbed everything to speed this up a little bit, because it took me a while to get out of the trailer. I was scared out of my freaking mind at the time. And so what I did is I grabbed the padlock, and I was in my nightgown, but I had my purse, and it was one of those old denim purses, blue jean purses with the long straps that we used to carry back in the 70s and 80s. And I closed the door and I put the padlock on it and locked it. And I ran to the van and got it going and drove into town. And he had some old work clothes. Now, mind you, I had told you I was 135 and only 5'5", and he is like 200 pounds and 6'3". So he had some old work clothes in there. So I grabbed those and put them on and went into the police station and told them that I wasn't kidnapped. I wasn't stealing the van, because I knew he'd report it as soon as he got out of that trailer. By then we didn't have a phone. I don't know why we no longer had a phone. Probably because we had no money. But the cop was getting off duty, so he helped me drive out of town. So that's how I was able to get away from my abuser. And then the story just continued after that. But so living through this administration that's running our country is like me living through a marriage that living through a marriage that I feared every hour of the day. So it takes all I have to come on here 4 times a week and I'm so sorry. I just wanted you guys to understand, and I've lost some people because they don't want to hear my story, but that's okay. But it does explain why this administration bothers me so much. And I want to thank you all for sticking with me through this time, because none of us should be going through this. Nobody in the world right now should be going through this domestic violence that's going against all humans on earth in all these different countries. Everyone is being abused mentally. Everyone on earth. And it has to stop. I'm sorry, it has to stop. We cannot go through life anymore with this domestic violence being spewed at us hourly, day after day. I don't know how other people handle it, but as you can see, I don't. That's why I don't do political reads anymore, because I'm not going to. All right. Excuse me. And yes, the doctor has me on extra anxiety meds. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. You guys don't come here for this crap. I'm sorry I wasted your time. Lord. Okay. There really is something off in the energy of the universe right now. Maybe this is a cycle we have to go through for reasons we don't understand right now. Very possible. It's very possible, Andrew, this might be something we have to go through. I know I after going through domestic violence in my life, I know that there's always two sides to every story. And sometimes you can't get out of a situation you're in a bad situation. You can't get out. There's sometimes you just cannot get out, or sometimes it takes a while to get out. Let me do I'm not gonna do my thing for my usual Buddha. I need something positive, so I'm going to do this here. Okay, I'm going to just do this one quick and then I'll go to readings. It's called Travel On Alone. How appropriate, hey? Because that's basically what I'm doing now in my life. I'm traveling on alone. He does not linger with those who have a home, nor with those who stray. Wanting nothing, he travels on alone. He does not linger with those who have a home, nor with those who stray. Wanting nothing, he travels on alone. That's me. I've been alone since 2010. And I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm safe. In India, people are divided into two categories. This is a tradition. It was so in Buddha time, too. It is a very ancient division. Buddha is trying to make a distinction. He's trying to make his disciples a third category. The ancient categories are two. The first is the worldly, the householder, those who have a home. They are called householders for the simple reason they live in the fallacy of security and safety, a safety they think comes through money, power, prestige, a security that they think comes out of relationships. The wife thinks she is safe with the husband. The husband thinks he is safe with the wife. The parents think they are safe with their children. The safety is false because neither the family nor money nor anything else of this world can save you from death. When death comes, it shatters everything. It shatters all your sand castles. The householder lives in a kind of dream world, a world of his own projections. It is not true. It does not correspond to reality. It is his own projections. The wife thinks the husband is her security, and the husband thinks his wife is his security. How ironic. I pulled this at random, you guys. And this one came out, and I just told you this story. I needed this. Now both are insecure. How can two insecure persons give security to each other? Two insecure persons together become doubly insecure, but the fallacy is created. This is the first category, the householder. And I'm not going to read any further because it goes on, but I'm going to start posting separately like those instead of doing my Buddha reading because I need more of that and anybody else who needs it.